Good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here, and welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am grateful to be here. I am glad to be here. Stress? Is there stress in the world today? Do you feel the stress? Have you seen the studies that have coming out? If you don't feel stress, all you have to do is read the studies, and then you'll realize that, oh, maybe I should be feeling stress. But whether we hide it or we're good at, there are certain things that we can do. Imagine being able to take control of yourself, those things that you can control, to be able to have maybe not a stress-free life, but less stress in your life. Part of stress comes from not knowing. Part of stress comes from not being in control. So let's start with the things that we can control. I'm going to share 3 things with you that I believe will help all of us become stronger pillars, to be the calm in the storm, if you will. And then I'm going to share with you an offer that I could not refuse, and I'm going to offer it to you under the same terms that I got it, and I believe that every one of you will snap it up because it's free. But it's only free if you want to go get it. All right, what are those 3 things? Number 1, guess what it is? Gratitude. So when you look at gratitude, it's not just being in gratitude or beginning in gratitude. It's going big, rig, fig. Develop patterns to where gratitude is your constant companion. From the moment you wake up, you've got systems in place that allow you to begin in gratitude. You develop systems in place that no matter what somebody says, no matter what they do, you learn to pause, you learn to get curious, and you say, how can I be grateful even in this situation? You won't have to wait for the rainbow to enjoy the rain. And then finish the day in gratitude. Develop systems to finish in gratitude. Second thing, being reliably consistent with your morning routines. Most of you know, for example, I start each day with what I try to start each day. I am not perfect. I try to start each day with what I call PMED. Prayer, meditation, exercise, and then diet throughout the day. If I can get those 4 things together, working in harmony with each other, I have great days. Without those 4 things, I surrender my control to the day, and I move into a space of reacting rather than being proactive with the day over those things that I can control. Now, how do you develop that? If you will take and start a routine for you, start it each morning so it's the same thing, something that strengthens you, something that inspires you. Imagine just closing your eyes and visualizing those people that are most close to you. You don't have to even pray. You can just see them healthy with smiling faces. You can see each one of them. I go through each one of those people that are closest to me, my wife, my children, my grandchildren, the people that I work with, my colleagues, my clients and friends, and see them happy, energetic, healthy, and profitably experiencing life. All right, so go through that, looking for that reliable, consistent morning routine. The third thing is value motion. Be in motion. What's the smallest step I can take today that will get me in motion? Once an object's in motion, it tends to stay in motion. But identify for you what are the 3 things that will move you closest or closer to that vision that you have for yourself, or whatever you see as the targets. And these are the things that you can visualize and see and feel. What's the smallest step can I take moving there? They become drivers. We spend way too much time contemplating how we're going to do something, where it's going to go, who we're going to be involved in, when we could be in motion. And once an object's in motion, it tends to stay in motion. Let's get in motion. So I follow those 3 rules. Boom, boom, boom. About 15 years ago, a colleague of mine, Lee Jensen, came in and he said, you know, Lee, there's a book that I read every week. And I said, every week? He said, every week. It's called The Majesty of Calmness by William George Jordan. He says, I'm going to get you a copy. I said, great. Well, he came back and he said, I could not find a copy anywhere. It's out of print. Well, that was a challenge. So I started looking in all the antique bookstores, and here it is. I found it, Majesty of Calmness, originally published in 1898. Now, for 15 years, I've had this book, and I have to tell you that each week that's gone by in my life, each year that's gone by in my life, this book has become even more and more valuable. Some of you out there already know how valuable it is because you have either received this from me, bought this from me, bought tons of them to give to other people, but you understand how important this book is. It's a common sense book written in 1898 for our day to day. Timeless, inspiring motivation. So I'm going to make this offer to you. You can have it the same way that I got it. If you go to Empowered Wealth, my company, empoweredwealth.com, and put a / with the letters MOC for Majesty of Calmness, you'll be able to download there a copy of Majesty of Calmness so that you can read it for yourself. And my prediction is that if you'll do that, it will become a good friend of yours just like it is mine. It's not a book I read from cover to cover every day. It's not a book I read cover to cover every week. All I have to do is open it up in almost any page and let it inspire me and see where I can be inspired. So if you want to face the day, here's a tool that you can use. I'm sure that some of you, in addition to your scriptures or the scriptures that I consider to be motivational for me, to keep me in line, here's another book that you can use that I think would be very beneficial to you. I hope this is helpful to you. I hope that it can make the difference for you that it has made for me. Have a meaningful week. Follow those 3 things and get the Majesty of Calmness. I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.